Got another restoring another gun video for you. This one's gonna be kind of lengthy probably, so y'all hang in there and we'll see if we can go through this thing. I'm gonna show you right quick what it is, and then I'm gonna cut it off because I'm gonna start tearing it down, and you don't need to watch me tear it down and all that. I mean, it's just one of those things. But this is something that kind of uniquely come up on, and I think most all of you can tell me what that is. It is a Winchester 30-30. All right, model 94. But here's the kicker. It's in bad shape. I'm fixing to show you why it's in bad shape. See if I can get this thing around and see if this thing will focus. See if you can see around that tube. I don't know how well it's going to pick it up. Let me turn this light on right here and see if it'll put any light on it. Can you see the rust on this tube and on that barrel? And I'm going to try to pull it across fairly slow. Hopefully you can see the rust and all that junk on there. I'm sure this camera's not doing justice to the condition of this barrel. There we go. Now you can see down through there a little bit. Look at all that rust down through there. Look at it. I mean, it's really, really sad to let something get this far. Oh boy. Said he had no use for the gun, so he never messed with it. Didn't care about it. I don't know. Look at there. Look down through there. I mean, my goodness, you can see all that. This receiver. I hope you can see the condition of that receiver. I hope you can see that. The condition of that receiver. Can you see that? Can you see the condition of it? I want you to be able to see that. That's the better parts. Now inside, from what I've seen so far, inside looks fine. Inside looks good. We have already fired 3 rounds through it, so the mechanicals are working fine. Accurate, pretty accurate. All 3, I mean, just like that at 50 yards. So, but look at this stock. Look at what somebody has done to this stock. Now, I don't know how it broke, but it looks like somebody has just beat the tar out of it right there. Got 2 screws in that side, and then the other side, look at that, just completely busted, all to pieces. I mean, they glued everything back. In fact, I think they used JB Weld to put it back together, looks like. I don't know. But old boy, he said he had no use for it. And we're going to see what we can do for it. So, don't know, but I think I can talk the old boy into giving it to me. He really don't have much interest in it. He just wanted to know if I could fix it. So, I don't know. This may end up being something that'll become mine. I don't know. But we're going to... He said do whatever I wanted to do to it. Just whatever I wanted to do. He didn't care. So we're going to see what we can do with it. So y'all hang in there. I'm going to get this thing stripped down. And we'll see what we can do. Oh, I know somebody wanted to know. And yes. So there ain't nothing in there. It's empty. Okay. So like I said, y'all hang in there. and we'll see. I don't know, we'll see what comes out. Hang in there. Alright, so 30-30. I got it stripped down. I just got away from the wire brush on the grinder. Got the old barrel cleaned up fairly decent. I mean, a few pits I couldn't get out, but we're fixing to see how that receiver blues. So hopefully it will blue. We're fixing to find out here in just a second. So if you'll hold on, I'm heating this thing up now, and we'll see what happens. And if that goes well, then we'll move on down and put a coat of bluing on the barrel. That's what happens. I'm about out of bluing, so I may not get far. Alright, here we go. I'll let you guys see just like I do if it does anything. Hey, look at there. Look at there. It is bluing a little bit. I didn't think the receiver part would blue at all, because usually, and I don't know why, but the receiver part seems to be different kind of steel, and it don't make sense to me. It doesn't usually want to blue, but this one here is bluing. Now, as normal, it may take 4 or 5 coats of blue to get it where I want it, because I'm gonna have to go pretty dark to cover up some of these pits and bad places. So I'm gonna have to blue it pretty dark probably. I kind of like to leave it sort of lighter so you see the metal through it and it's just got that blue tint. But we may end up putting several coats on this just to make it look nice. So, but anyway, there you're seeing it. And naturally, you know, it always has that haze on it till you clean it again. But it's actually accepting the blue a little bit. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get right down here and I'm going to warm this barrel up a little bit and see what that barrel does. And I know it's going to take a few minutes, but if you guys will bear with me, at least you'll get to see also somewhat what this thing is going to look like. And the receiver took the blue a lot better than I was expecting. I say the receivers don't usually receive the blue or won't accept it, and I don't know why. But now this is a prior 64, so this one's old. It's got the old steel in it. It's not like the old stamped out stuff that you get now, you know. So that might have something to do with it. This way, you know, I'm heating it with old heat gun, so it takes a little bit to heat it up. Got almost half the barrel. Let's go ahead and see what happens here with this barrel. Get up here where you can see it again. See what that old barrel does. Oh, look at there. Yes, sir. Alright, I say, just like that receiver, it's going to take several coats, but I believe we'll get this thing back to looking somewhat like a firearm again. Alright, well, you can see that. Hopefully you see where I rubbed the blue on it and where I haven't yet. Hopefully you can see the difference. I'm going to work on this thing a few minutes, and I'll be back with you in just a little while, so y'all hang on. Alright, working on this old barrel. Got a few coats on it, a few coats of oil. Actually oiling it down. I got 3 coats. You can see a little bit. I'm oiling it down now. It's not exactly where I want it, but I'm going to oil it down for a couple of days and see what happens. And if I don't like it, then it's just a matter of heating it up. The heat will burn this oil right out of it. And we'll put a couple more coats on it. But I'm really thinking the way it's looking right now, it's probably going to be good. So, alright, I said I'm going to put a thick coat on. The only thing I'm not sure about is that receiver. And If I don't get it where I want it, we may end up putting a coat of paint on it, but we'll see what happens. So, alright, I'm going to get out of here. I'll start on the next part here shortly, let you look at it. And I got other parts like the lever, but I got to clean that stuff up before I can oil it. So y'all hang on, I'll be back. 30-30. I'm just kind of put a little oil on it. I did get it all taken apart. I got it all put back together. Not exactly as good as I was hoping for, though. The receiver is the worst part. I've never got a receiver to actually, and I'm oiling it back down, but I've never got a receiver to blue right. I don't know what the deal is with the receivers, and I don't have it all back together yet. As you can see, that's as far as I've gotten. Reason being, if you'll remember, and I'll try to do it right here. Alright, stock's in pretty bad shape. So, but anyway, you remember what the receiver looked like. Well, here's what we're at now. And you remember what that barrel looked like. Here's where we're at. Okay? Got the barrel stripped down, got it blued back. It actually come out pretty good. If you'll notice, right on the end of the barrel, I couldn't get all that out of there. But I just went ahead and blued it and left it like it was, just to give it a little character. But you can see the barrel come out pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty well happy with the way the barrel come out. Everything seemed to come out pretty good. So I'm happy with that. And you, like I said, you can see the receiver. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but you know what? That's not too bad. Not too bad. So, and I'm working on the other pieces. Like I said, if you remember, that stock was in pretty bad shape. Well, I've looked around. I even actually went to the gun show. Had a gun show in Salisbury, so I went to the gun show. Didn't find any gun stocks there. In fact, I didn't. Not much of anything at the gun show. But I got to thinking about it. Hold on a second. I got to thinking about it. There's more ways than one to skin a cat. So, here's what we're looking at on the stock. You remember where it was all busted up right there? Well, I got some wood filler, and I worked on them old screw holes, and I worked on the cracks, and you can still see the cracks a little bit, but, you know, being what it is, this will do until I can find a stock for it. So what I've done, I taped it off, painted part of it, painted the front part to cover the screw holes and the cracks, and then I taped it off, painted it, and there's the buttstock. Now I still got to put a couple more coats of polyurethane on it and turn it over back to this side, and you can see one of the cracks is still in there. Well, if I can get this thing to maintain for a second, you still see a little bit of that crack right there at the top. But like I said, this will do until I can find a good stock to put on it. So sometimes you make do with what you got. You come up with a plan. Sometimes you get just a little creative. That's one coat of polyurethane on this. I'm waiting on it to dry. But like I said, if you'll remember, that stock was in pretty bad shape. Now this has just turned out pretty good so far, and I've got 2 coats of polyurethane on this. But I still got a couple more to go. I'll let this finish drying. I'll sand it down again, and I'll put a couple more coats of polyurethane on it. But this is the forearm, and I'm doing it right now in a satin. I don't know. I'm kind of debating on whether my last coat of polyurethane may be a gloss. I don't know. But you can see what's going on right there. So anyway, it turned out really nice with what I had to work with. So, put another coat of polyurethane there. In fact, while I'm over here, if you'll just give me a second, I'm going to hit it with a coat right quick. you real quick. That's why I think I might go back with a gloss. See how nice that looks. See how nice the gloss looks. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let this dry and I'm gonna sand it. Like I said, I'll probably put another coat, at least a couple more coats on it. Let me hit this while I'm up here too. Might as well hit that. There we go. And I'm just a plain old mid-wax polyurethane. And like I said, I may, for my last coat, I may put a glossy finish on it. Kind of like gloss, but you know, I did. Since this is not really a what you call a tactical or whatever, glossy's fine. I don't like to use glossy on other stuff, but like I said, this is what I've turned up with so far. Now once I get it all back together, I'll show it to you. But I'm just impressed with that barrel. It turned out pretty good. I don't know if you remember the feeding tube or not. And the feeding tube was in really, really bad shape. Here's the feeding tube. And I had to put a coat of oil on it. Let me do that right quick. I oiled it down yesterday, and I come back out here and I've been working on the stocks a little bit, and I hadn't oiled these things down yet. You know, when you reblue something, you got to oil it about every single day for about a month. See all that little junk coming off of there? After about a month of oiling it down, that stuff will quit coming off. You know, your rag will just turn clean when you go to wipe it, and the true color will come out. But as of right now, that's what the tube looks like. And I know you can remember what the tube looked like on there. It was really bad. So there you go. Now the only thing about the tube, I had one spot right there. I could not get all the pits out of it. So just cleaned it up as good as I could. Took the wire brush, cleaned it out good, blew it over it, and it is what it is. Somewhere down the line I might decide to try to find a tube for it, but I doubt it, because this is not something I'm keeping for money value. This is just something. Oh, by the way, I did mention that the guy I may end up with this gun. It's mine. Long story short, it's mine. Didn't want to take the time or the money to put in it, and I am. So I'm spending a little time with it. It's just something for me to play with, something for me to hunt with. In my stands, I've got 3 stands, and all of them, probably about 60 yards is maximum in my stands. This will work great. This will be a great deer hunting gun for me. So there we go, and I'll be back in a little bit. It may be a day or two for me, but just a second for you. And we'll see if we can get this thing all put back together and let you see what it looks like. Working on this old 3030. You seen the condition the stock was in, and this is what I'm doing. I actually worked on it. I've got it looking a little better. I painted the front part to help cover up some of the bad stuff and all that. And I'm going to stain the back. Well, I've actually put a couple of coats of sealer on it, satin, but I'm going to do a clear gloss. Hope you remember what this looked like when I started. And I'll try to put it on here next, right about now, just to show you what it looked like before I started. Alright, I hope that worked. I hope you see how bad the stock was in. But I'm waiting on some paint to dry now. Got the paint on it. I actually got the forearm up there. I just put a coat of polyurethane on it. So, I mean, this is not perfect, but like I said, in the condition that it was in, until I can find a stock for the 3030. And if any of you got one for a 3030 that you're interested in selling, let me know. I mean, if the price is right, I might go ahead and purchase it. But I went to the gun show this past weekend, and I didn't find anything. And everything I found online is more than I want to give for it. So, but anyway, this will actually perform until I get it where I want it. Now I did put the gun back together, just mainly because I wanted to fire a few rounds through it, and I did. I actually fired 5 rounds through it. Got the sights set up, got them set, so I'm zeroed in now at 40 yards. If I'm good at 40 yards, I'm probably good at 50 yards, and if I'm good at 50, it's probably good at 60. 60 would be pushing it where I hunt anyway, so I figure I'm close enough. But anyway, working on this whole thing. I'll get this paint dried up here in a minute. I say it's not perfect. There's still a couple of little, imperfections in it that you can probably see. I might sand over it one more time. I've got a couple of air bubbles right there for some reason. Don't know why. But I may sand over it just a little bit to get those air bubbles out. Put one more coat of paint on that part. And then I'll come back and we'll do the polyurethane. And we'll get this whole thing put back together and see let you see what the complete job looks like. So you guys hang on. I'll be right back in just a second. Yeah, there you are. I'm putting the last screw back in it now in the ring. So if you'll hold on just a second, if I can get this thing in there. It kind of wants to be a little bit aggravating, but I tell you, the worst part of this thing is getting that spring back in that tube, because that thing, it's about 3 times longer than the tube, seems like, and you got to get all that pushed down in there. Let me cut this thing off. You can probably hear me a little better. All right. It's still just a little tacky, so I'm not going to grab a hold of the stock or anything. Still just a little tacky. But hopefully you can see the finished product. Well, I hadn't put the butt pad back on it yet, but other than that, I hope you can see that. There's the finished product. Come on around with it. See the barrel. Hopefully you remember what that barrel looked like first time. Somewhere along in here, I'm going to try to jump in and show you the before anything was done to it. That was before. Hopefully you remember what that barrel looked like first time. Somewhere along in here, I'm going to try to jump in and show you the before. But as for right now, here's, and I hope you can see it. But anyway, this is the finished product. I said I had to do a little modification on that backstock, but hopefully you can see the finished product right there. You can see on the receiver, see how much different it looks than it did before. Actually, right here would be a good place to try to show you the before. Alright, hopefully by now you've seen the before. Here's the after. Hopefully you've seen how this stock was busted up, and you see how I fixed it. So anyway, there's the repairs and refinishing on a Winchester 3030 pre-64. Alright guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to do some more for you. Keep hanging in there. It ain't gonna be too long till we're gonna be doing another giveaway, because I did hit my 200 subscribers, so I will be doing another giveaway here for long. So pay attention. And like I said, I got some used items I'm going to give away too. I don't know when I'll throw them in here, but I will pretty soon. Y'all hang on. I appreciate you watching. Play hard, play safe, and as always, don't play stupid. Alright? Now remember, God loves you.